Man, indeed. Well, some sort of namaste Superman. I think. God, the weather. Oh my soul! What is going on at the moment? What is the current weather situation in PE? We just get I wouldn't say we're getting conflicting reports because everybody's reports are dire. What's happening at the moment?
Well, I think I'm the most hated man in the Bay at the moment. I've got the nickname of the Prophet of Doom, the Grim Reaper.
Yeah,
I'm just a mere messenger.
a Mona.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm very passionate about it,
Yes,
as you know,
yes, I know that. Yes,
because it's not going to affect you, me, Doreen, or
yeah,
whoever. It's going to affect every single citizen in this town.
yeah.
And if we look at the first slide, we will
Yes.
see what the situation has been
Okay.
this year so far.
What does that mean?
Okay, those brown ones are
Yes.
on the left, January, February, March,
Okay.
April, is the rainfall that we received.
Okay.
The blue line on the top is
Yes.
the average.
Average rainfall. Okay.
So we can see for January, February, March, and April
Yo.
was below normal.
Yes.
Then we see May is above normal.
Yes. Quite a lot. We've done
Yeah,
well, eh?
yeah. Okay, we'll come back to that.
Yes. Yes.
Then the red ones are the prediction for the rest of the year.
Yo.
So it is below normal.
Yes.
It could be lower or higher
Yes.
or whatever. That's beside the point. We have just represented. In the last two, it hasn't been forecast.
Okay.
But generally, November, December is the worst
Really?
months of the year.
Aish.
And what I'm going to move to later now is the seasonal forecast. And people will say, hey, but you've been wrong. But remember, it works on a 3-month cycle.
Okay.
So it's a total over 3 months.
Okay.
If we look at the
Forecast.
forecast,
Yeah,
the seasonal forecast, and I'm an advocate of the seasonal forecast, I can tell you now, over the last 4 years, it's been 100% accurate.
Really? So
Yes,
they're pretty good at-
unfortunately.
Oh, really? Okay, because they predicted bad
Bad,
rainfall.
bad.
My soul. Okay. But I mean, and there's no, and this forecast that's coming forward is just not looking lekker.
Well, basically, for the next 14 days,
Yeah.
we do not expect any significant rainfall. That means no rainfall above 8.5 millimeters. We will get the 1, 2, 3 millimeters. That doesn't mean much. As you see, that 81 millimeters,
Yeah.
that didn't fall hard. It fell in soft rain.
Yes. So what does that mean?
That doesn't give runoff.
So
know,
we actually need runoff. Is that a
yes,
good thing? I
yes.
always thought like a soft rain is lovely soaking.
It's great for the garden. Great
Yes.
for Aunt Mavis's petunias.
Yes, but,
But,
not for the dams. You check.
That is what we need, is the dams.
Okay.
And over the Langkloof.
And then how much rain do we actually need now? Okay, we're in this position where the dams are like they are sitting at what percentage? Like 16%?
No, 12 point something. But let's go to the seasonal forecast
Okay.
firstly, and we'll see.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, we've got the seasonal forecast. Now, it is for the total of June, July, and August. We need 172 mils, which would mean in June 56, July 52, and August 64. So we might get more in the 1 month and less in the 1 month, but it's around about 172 mils we should get. But as you can see, it's showing that we're going to get below that.
Okay.
The next slide is moved 1 month on for July, August, September. And that says we should get 178 mils, which is the winter months, which is the time which we should get rain, and it's showing nothing.
Oy.
Below normal. And the last of the seasonal forecast goes through to October. What is very promising here is that it's taken that clear brown signal away from the Langkloof, and it's showing unsure.
All right.
In other words, they run the model X amount of times and it should yield the same result, which it doesn't. So that's where that unsure comes from. And that is shown a bit of a glimmer of hope towards the summer season.
All right.
You asked the question,
Yeah.
how much rain do we need?
Yes.
And I've done a study. It's quite simple.
Yeah.
50 millimeters in 24 hours. End of story.
Wow. Okay.
If we do not get 50 millimeters in 24 hours, it makes no significant difference to the dam levels. So that is what we need. 50 mils in 24 hours. Not in Port Elizabeth or Uitenhage or Graafrenet in the Langkloof. Graafrenet, ach not Graaf. Hubertina, Karedo, those areas.
Okay, and it's more about a time and amount. So it more you almost have to have some sort of flood.
Yes. The only way we're going to get out of this is a flood or a mini flood.
Wow.
And if we look at the next slide, this is another scary slide.
Yes.
If we look at the occurrences of 50 millimeters and above, they are rated from 1950 to 2000, and then from 2000. We can see that May and August are our most likely months to get it. So if we do not get that 50 millimeter event before or by in August or by August, you can see the chances decrease drastically.
Yes.
And then we'll have to wait till May next year. So
our May was right. Our May was spot on this time.
we didn't have a 50 millimeter event.
Oh, we didn't have one of those events though. We need that event as well.
That's it. That is the thing. So we need 50 mils. And unfortunately, it's going to, and it's like the whole of history.
Yeah.
Settlers' homes were flooded after a prolonged drought, 1823. And that is just history repeated itself over and over and over
Those
again.
poor buggers, they came here and they moved into burnt out farms. They were put on the frontier. They're already in a fight and they still had a flood.
Well, they first had the drought.
Oh, they had a drought first and then a flood.
Either too much or too little water. That's the history of our region.
And I mean, other floods that have happened, is there, do we know when the next flood is going to be or not?
Well, a major flood or a catastrophic flood in the bay occurs once every 36 years, plus minus.
Yeah.
And the last one was 1981.
Wow.
So we're long overdue.
Long overdue.
Long overdue for a major flood. A flood is going to come. It's undoubtable about it. It is just when. Not if, when.
So it'll be a 50 mil and then another 50 mil and then another 50 mil.
No. Remember, 1968 was 429 millimeters in 4 hours. It makes Durban look like a kindergarten.
Yeah. Gee whiz, because I mean, I've seen pictures of the 68 flood. What's happening in Natal? Is this, everybody says global warming or what? But what is it that's making this happen?
Well, the cut-off low went a bit high because cut-off lows are more predominant for the Eastern Cape. But besides the point, they do have them.
Okay.
What they say was the major problem there was block drains, illegal buildings, invasive alien species of trees blocking causeways. So there were a lot of other contributing factors besides the flood itself.
Yeah.
And if you compare the Durban flood to the 68 and 81 floods in the Bay, our floods were much worse. But the destruction there is much worse than we had.
How are we prepared for something like that here if it happens?
Are you ever prepared for a disaster?
Don't think so.
I do not think so. If we see, I'll just take some weird examples. Pilos in Cape, some free advertising for Pilos.
Pilos, the Pilos.
Pilos in Cape Road always flooded.
Yes.
Builders Warehouse behind Pick and Pay always flooded that road.
Yeah.
Warwicker Street always flooded.
Yes,
Etc. We can go. And that is with 10 and 20, 30 mils. Imagine if it was 100, 200, 300 mils.
Okay.
And then, like I said to Doreen, I hope they've got life jackets
Yeah.
and boats at Algoa.
And the drains, I mean, our stormwater drains, what about that? I mean,
Oh, there's been wars about that, and yes,
there's some tender stories going on there with that.
yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not professional. I was worried about the
Yeah,
rain
yes,
coming.
the rain, yeah,
Not
yeah.
what it happened when it hits
Gee
the
whiz,
ground.
'cause so we need to be prepared for something
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
basically every person needs to be prepared. Make sure your gutters are clean.
Yeah.
Make sure that the water can run. There's holes in your walls so that the water can run through.
Those drains need to be cleared. If there's dumping going on in those drains as well, I mean, I know there's been dumping and stuff in the stormwater drains. You know, it's a worry. That sort of stuff, you know, that needs to be a clear channel that can just go.
And all the invasive trees in the Balkans.
Yeah, yeah.
We've got the Balkans is everybody tries and says it's a pristine area. How can you call wattles and gum trees
Yeah.
pristine?
It is.
It's just going to cause a
A
problem.
little comment here. Mimi Rupp says we have masses of blocked drains and rivers full of garbage and vegetation. You're right, Mimi. You know, and these things are
Exactly.
problems in a flood. They're not. I mean, they can take out bridges.
Exactly like that happened in 68, 81 and 2006 with Krokakama Bridge.
Yes.
Get out to your councillor, complain to your councillor.
That
That's what they're there
Kokokama
for.
Bridge, they need to prepare. Because there is a flood coming. Build your boat, Noah, because there's something coming.
That's
man. Anything else you need to warn us about? Any other bad news you got for us?
No, I want to come here the next time in a T-shirt full of colour and blue
Yes, like a
and
water
say,
one.
listen here, I want to do the rain dance with you and say the rain is coming. That is my biggest wish.
Magic. God Samson, thank you so much for coming on for our monthly weather report, and we're going to definitely do it. Your sponsors there as well.
Yes,
Green
I would
Overall.
like to say
Yes.
thank you very much for my big supporters of my Weather Guru page on Facebook. We've got Green Overall there. You should really give them a visit.
Yes.
They do very high-end installations and the like, and
I've heard good things about Green Overall.
yeah, it's,
Yes.
I did a little tour of their factory shop there. Wonderful stuff. Grey water recycling, going off the grid. Eco tanks you'll find at all the major suppliers.
Yeah.
They're one of the big suppliers
Okay.
of tanks. And then old Betty from Seaview Hardware, a real friendly chap that will
Magic.
always be there to help you and always try and give a good price and always try and twist his arm and say the Weather Guru sent you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll have you back again next
And we
month.
hope your health maintains itself.
It's maintaining. You know, it's just a bit of age coming up on me.
Thanks.
Thank you, Garth. And we're going to get our guest on now.